A lot of times we see that impulsivity is one of the prominent treatment goals for a lot of the disorders I talked about here in this video, as well as for other disorders. And what's interesting from a clinical perspective, when you talk to clinicians who have dealt with impulsivity, who have worked with clients who have impulsivity, there's a distinct cycle that tends to occur. Somebody will engage in impulsive behavior, and oftentimes this has a negative consequence, as I talked about before, and they regret it, they acknowledge that they were impulsive, but then soon after they do the same thing again. So it's really the nature of impulsivity. It's actually quite hard to resist for some people. Again, being motivated by negative factors, negative emotions, positive factors, positive emotions, and having the lack of perseverance and that sensation seeking, all these different angles, all these different pressures combined to make impulsivity the way it is, I think is just more than some people can handle. And unfortunately for some, really the impulsivity gets them into the criminal justice system. Eventually, for some, it will result in some sort of criminal activity. And what we also see with impulsivity is when they complete whatever sentence they get, there's a high rate of recidivism. So again, if you look at what causes the recidivism, oftentimes it's giving in to an impulsive urge. So impulsivity is something that kind of seems subtle and maybe not too important, but as you get into clinical practice, you realize it's probably one of the most important constructs in mental health. If you have any thoughts on impulsivity and how it affects you or people you know, or any opinions on the construct in general, please put those in the comments. Again, it's an interesting and complex construct. As always, I hope you found this description of impulsivity to be interesting. Thanks for watching.